Yeah, welcome back, Wanders. It's Sky, and I am back and playing the language of love and whatnot. So yeah, let's try to how do I put this? Let's try to progress a bit more, but I probably won't because I ramble on too much. But yeah, I think I might even make an actual channel video. I don't know yet, honestly. Also, I wish I got more videos out. But I procrastinated and played League for like 6 hours straight. So that was not a really productive, evening for me, which kind of does suck, but oh well, that's kind of what happens from here and there. I say here and there, I do it a crap ton when I really shouldn't, but yeah, that's kind of just who I am, unfortunately. Oh, like human nature, I guess. And this, okay, it's like it's been a minute and you haven't said anything about the gameplay. Oh baby, why do you people watch me? Whatever, let's keep going. I mean, no one watches me, but y'all know what I mean. You say that you're interested now, but I don't want to keep you here for hours and hours, so I'll try and sum things up. I believe I said this. I don't know. You see, when I was in last year of high school, my mom got into a pretty serious accident. So wait, did Mitsuki never even like graduate high school? Yeesh. I didn't really want to talk about the incident, but now it's out in the open. I feel strangely relieved. Okay. Maybe I've been trying to bury the past for too long. Hey, sometimes it's better to just repress those memories though, let's be honest here. The truth was painful, so I hid it away in my heart. Yeah, it's pretty common. But hiding the truth doesn't change the past. No, but not talking about the past can be just as helpful. Cause it's kind of like a double-edged sword, kind of like. You repress the memories because you don't want to remember any of them, remember them anymore. But just like it's a double-edged sword because it could be helpful to you, but it could also be harmful to you and whatnot. So there's that. Nothing can do that. It's already too late. She was hit by a car when she was crossing the road. It was pretty serious too. She was taken to the hospital, and the doctors didn't think she'd survive. This dynamic. Okay, let's keep going, I guess. They were wrong. Okay. I don't know his tone of voice, so I'm gonna put it in. I also put it in a more nicer tone of voice instead of like a more like. Okay, let's keep going, I guess. Sorry. My mom recovered, but she was in a critical state for a while. It was pretty scary. My mom was always such a strong, lively woman, but she was reduced to an invalid in a matter. She was reduced to an invalid in a matter of seconds. Okay, again, weird way to put it, but sure. I clenched my fist together beneath the table. Oh, whoopsies. I was just clenching one fist. I mean, it's not like you guys can see it anyways. So who truly cares? It's been 5 years, but I still haven't forgotten that reckless driver whoever they were. Ayo. That's the worst thing about this duplicate? I don't know I don't know who they were. I can see why you want justice, but sometimes it's better not to, so you don't go chasing for revenge. Again, this is purely based on, case by case basis. Definitely, always by case basis and whatnot. Nobody does, other than the people who hit your mother and whatnot. The accident happened on a quiet road without any security cameras, and there weren't any witnesses. Oh, really? Oh, huh. It's really quiet. If the a-holes who put my mom into such a state were caught, maybe I'd feel some kind of closure. Maybe, but it's also like you might go for revenge, which isn't great. you know, revenge is never great, really. Justice, that's what it should be at, but not revenge. It would be like those detective dramas my parents like so much. Justice has been served and all of that. It's too bad real life doesn't work that way. Oh, we're getting into some meta stuff. There's some meta stuff here. Yeah. But my mom's a pretty tough woman, and she was determined to get better. Which good on her. Honestly, if I was in that state, I probably wouldn't honestly fight it, because the world is so cool, and I have like at this point in time, I like have next to no one. So yeah. She regained control of her upper body after a few months in the hospital, but she still couldn't walk. I don't think she'll ever walk. She took it pretty well though, all things considered. After a while, she was discharged from the hospital, but she still can't control her body from the waist down. So she's like in a wheelchair, is what I'm obviously pursuing and whatnot. Sadly, this caused a few problems, because I'm guessing either she wasn't, I'm guessing maybe she was the breadwinner, or she was keeping like half your finances and whatnot. I don't know. Let's find out. My mom used to work with my dad in the store, in this small old-fashioned candy store in the middle of the countryside. It's never been super popular, but it did well enough with the local kids. A old-fashioned candy store. It's kind of a bit of a Chinese like trope, but it's not like popular enough to really be like a major trope, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, we place the old-fashioned candy store with old-fashioned any like convenience store in like Japan, and like you see a lot of it in like manga and like anime, like here and there. It's not as big as like, you know, the MC being dense trope, but you know, you definitely see that trope here in that state at least, which is honestly fine. I don't mind it at all. So yeah. After the accident, right? Yeah. Accident. However, my mom couldn't help out in the store like she used to. She got tired more easily, and she couldn't help Dad with the stock. My parents aren't that well off, and they didn't have enough money to hire anybody part-time, so I decided to step in. My parents asked me if I was sure, didn't I want to go to university like the rest of my friends, but I was adamant, which is good, you know. Actually genuine caring parents, and you actually want to like help them with their store and whatnot. That's nice. Honestly, it's nice type of order, you know. It's better than some people out there, and I'm kind of speaking for myself as well. I figured they needed me, and I owed them all for what they've done for me. Yeah, that's totally fair. I only intended to help out for a while, but I guess I fell into a routine, and in the end, I stayed in a mall with my parents for 5 years. When he was 18, obviously he stayed with his parents in a mall for 23 years, technically, if we want to be technical here. But yes, he's not wrong, but he's being a bit less like broader, you know what I mean? But yeah. At least until my mom's sister decided to move to more to help look after them, which is fine. After my aunt moved in, my parents told me I should try and pursue my own dreams. I'm a little too old now, but they said that I should study all the time so I can take my university entrance exams next year. Hey, at you encouraging parents again. I don't know how much I need to like repeat or like stress it enough. It really is something. You know, I don't know, man. I've been trying, but I'm so far behind everyone else, I'm afraid I'll never catch up. Which is something, it's like, it's like self-deprecation and like, you know, like jabbing yourself or like lowering your self-worth is like, it's never a good thing, but it's kind of just like par for the course, honestly. And sometimes the hard truth is that it's actually true and whatnot. It kind of feels like I'm wasting my time, to be honest. A heavy sigh. A heave? I don't know. Sigh. You see what I mean? Well, I'm just like, I don't know how to read, for crying out loud. Like, weed. Whatever. Suddenly thirsty from all my talking and traced a fingertip against the tabletop. Oh well. It's not like I can go back in time. I need to keep going forward no matter how many times I get pushed back. Ah, yes, lovely. It's all I can do. It's all any of us can do, truly, honestly. It really is all of us. Even if this ends in total failure. I mean, sometimes though, you do need to learn to like leave a sinking ship at times though. Like that is the thing though. Sometimes you do have to realize that you have to abandon ship genuinely and whatnot. So yeah. Oh, Mitsuki. Ah, man, that was I won't like it is just a fictional name, and it's just like, oh, it slightly hits you if you have any feelings, or if you care maybe a bit. And to be honest with you, there are plenty of people who could care less about like fictional stories, 100%. But then there's others that care all about them and whatnot. So yeah, I'm kind of leaning more towards the the totally fiction and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like these type of video games, anime, manga. That's what I'm saying. Real life, I'm not really into that, honestly. Yeesh. Okay, again, rambling on. I know. But that's kind of just par for the course with my videos nowadays. Again, especially with the visual novels and whatnot, cause like I can just talk and not really care about the gameplay. Whoopsie, sorry about that, guys. Kyoko, who is listening to my story in rapid silence, now looks at me with unabashed sympathy. Again, I can't read. Oh, I can't read. I need water after this too. I'm not opposed to her sympathy, of course, but I don't like it when people feel sorry for me. I feel that. I feel like a lot of people feel that, but I also definitely feel that. Like I don't like want people to feel sorry for me either. So yeah, there's also that. Again, I mean, I'm like, cause I don't want to like contradict myself maybe later on. Y'all, it's hard to say. I don't know. Yeah, yeesh, I am so bad at this. Wait, I'll never. I really hope. Never mind. I stated on more of my own free will. Nothing was tying, boy. Come on, Sky. Tying me down there, other than my love for my parents and a sense of phallic duty. I don't know. Again, I can't read English. I don't want to feel ashamed about my past, and I'm not. That's good. I'm fine. Oof. That saying is such. It's like another double-edged stuff. I was fine, at least, but then you realize how lonely you were. I don't think you're a failure at all. It's very admirable that you helped your family for so long. 5 years, I mean. yeah, for a 23-year-old, yeah, 5 years is a good chunk of time, to say the least. What's that? That's almost 20. No, that's more than 20% of your life, or the 25? No, it's more than 20% of your life. I'm pretty sure. Again, I'm not good with math. You really are a model son. Your parents must be proud of you. I can't speak. But yeah, you really are a model son. Well, yeah, but that's also because their parents were model parents as well and whatnot. Because you can't really be a model son if your parents hated you and tried to do X, Y, Z things to you. It's like you really can't be a model son in that situation and whatnot. So yeah, I guess they'll be less proud of me if I can't get into a decent university. And okay, so I'm seeing one of the problems here. Maybe in my opinion, I'm seeing one of the problems being just he's trying to like make their parents, his parents, unconditional love be conditional love. Like his parents will only love him if he succeeds in school. When in reality, I think it's more of a, because of how kind they are, is that it's just unconditional love, and they just love to see him just do what he loves really and whatnot. Cause like when you're 18, like I can definitely see that you want to go to university and you have dreams and whatnot. But after 5 years, your dreams will probably change, honestly, after 5 years, and maybe your dream isn't going to university anymore and whatnot, so yeah. But I know that's not true, not really. My parents' love for me is more or less unconditional. Okay, you see what I mean? Like, sometimes I should just shut up because they're just gonna say what I'm thinking, but then most games don't. So yeah, I bet I could get involved in a gang or the Yakuza, oof, and they take me back with open arms. Ayo, my dad might be a little distant, emotionally complicated, as my mother says, but he'll always be there for me, which is good. It's good to have parents to fall back on. It's sad that so many people don't. So has my mom. I know I'm lucky. I know I'm lucky to have parents like mine, and I know they'll love me no matter what. But okay, so at least he knows that I accepts the fact that people can be crap at times, and that he's lucky. I don't want to let them down, which is also perfectly reasonable and whatnot. I want to forge my own path in life, but I'm not sure if I can. Or maybe you're trying to forge a path that your 18 self wanted, but not your 23 self wants anymore. You know what I mean? Type of ordeal. I'm just not a very smart person, I guess. Again, it's those self-cripping, not even self-deprecating jokes. It's just that self-deprecation where it's just like, it's so common for us, humans to do it. It's like kind of just became natural. Oh, you see the shaking in the screen. Okay, let's try this. Then that. Oh, I can't raise my voice. Again, it's like sometimes I know I genuinely do injustice with some of these lines. Genuinely, I know that, but I just can't. You know what I mean? Then how about this? What? Kyoko, looking oddly fired up. She leans across the table, palms pressed against the chest, and smiles at me brightly. I'm afraid my kappa is too subpar to count as a proper thank you, but this should be a suitable way to show my gratitude. Why don't you let me tutor you? I can't talk, Jesus Christ. Tutor? Question mark. That's right. I never want to, again, it says Kyoko, and I try to do Mitsuku's VA because why not? I never went to university myself, but I did reasonably well in school. Not to boast, but I was actually a model student. I received the highest grades in my year. Ayo, bitter rubbing that ego, but that's always fine. She says she isn't boasting, but she totally is. I can tell she's proud of her achievements, but who am I to falter? If I'd been any good at school, I probably want to boast about it too. I was like a straight A student. I'm not boasting about it. I don't care about that. That was so useless, but I swear to God, whatever. It's been a long while since I looked at a textbook, but perhaps I could help you, or perhaps I could just drop the whole university stuff. Cause that's kind of what my 18 self wanted, and maybe not my 13, Jesus Christ, no, 23-year-old person wants, maybe, no, okay, whatever. That is, if you wouldn't mind. Why did I pause there? Whatever. Well, if you really want to spend more time with me, that is, could we take it out of context where it's just like, I'd love to. I can't. Kyoko smiles silently, her cheeks tingled pale pink, and kneel back down on the tatami. I can't read, floor. I would like to help you. You took care of my daughter, so offering my time in return seems only fair. But not just your time, though. But okay, I guess. You don't have to agree, but I am in your debt. I'd like to make things up to you in some manner, and this seems like the best way. You can come over to my apartment if you like. Tama would be there, of course, but I don't think she'd mind spending more time with you. It's a bright ball of sunshine, huh? Are we gonna spend more time with Mitsuki, Mama? If Mitsuki isn't opposed to the idea, yeah, we're gonna spend more time with Mitsuki. Do you like him that much? I like his food. Oh, Tama, my friend, you are something else. You really are simple, Tama. She's a kid, so can't you blame her? Let's hear what Mitsuki has to say first. I don't want to put any pressure on him. Well, I blink placid? Again, I don't know. Why is Kyoko so gun-ho about spending more time with me? You literally just said that phrase a few lines back. What you literally just said, I wouldn't mind spending more time with you either. So don't give me this, Mitsuki. It can't be. Is it because she's lonely? You're just as lonely, if not more lonely. She has a kid. You have no one, Mitsuki. Don't even try to act all different about this. Maybe this, like the Kinpao, is nothing more than an excuse. Kyoko claims she wants to tutor me out of sense of obligation, but perhaps her motives are more self-serving than they appear. Oh my God! How? Okay, alright. Maybe because I already know I already somewhat know like how Kyoko is like already like written. This is kind of a bit like, I won't lie, kind of a dick move on our part. I won't lie. Kyoko doesn't know anybody in this apartment complex. She doesn't have any friends at work. Okay, you don't know. Oh, wait, do you know that? I don't think you do know that. Hold up, I don't think you know that. So she doesn't have any family members living nearby. You do know that. I guess we're in the same boat. Okay, a bit better. That's what I'd say after. That's why I said after only a moment of hesitation. Alright, let's spend more time together. The three of us. That sounds like fun. Oh, but does it truly? After all, I was lonely too. Okay, a bit better, but story-wise, I would have liked it if he like said this first before he said the whole self-serving stuff, or you just don't put the self-serving stuff in at all. Again, not my story, but yeah. Not my story at all. That evening, after Kyoko and Tama leave, I make a momentous decision. Finally, after weeks of subsiding on instant meals, I decide to cook for myself. I think it must have been the compel that did it. Kyoko worked hard to make that dish. Simple though it may be. She didn't have to make it for me, but she did it all the same. And then she had a battle with her embarrassment and feelings of inadequacy to give it to me. Tom was rather damning about her mother's cooking, but I don't care if Kyoko's food tastes bad. In the end, it's the thought that counts, which is always better. And so I prepared myself a simple meal. A boil of rice in my cooker as my parents gave me, then serve it with a side of miso soup, some pickled vegetables, and of course, Kyoko's kimbap. It's a frugal meal devoid of meat. I don't have any pork or chicken, let alone beef. Yeah, that's how that is, because meat costs stuff, you know. I don't mind though. That gives me the compile even more space to shine. The comforting smell of the freshly cooked rice hanging in the air, mixed with the aroma of miso pasta and chopping spring onions. I sit at the lower table in my dining room, which also serves as my living room and bedroom, and bow my head. Thank you for the food. I might be alone, but I don't feel lonely. How could I feel lonely after talking with Kyoko? It won't be the last time we talk either. We're going to see each other again and again, and who knows? Perhaps after enough time with Kavash, we'll become something more than mere neighbors. Oh, even he's thinking about that. A guy can dream, right? There's no harm in a little make-believe. Ayo. Hey, I dip my chopsticks in the bowl of the compile. The compile looks fairly standard as far as compile goes. The colorful slices of cut carrot contrast nicely with the white lotus at the brown buckluck. The vegetable. You know what? I feel like he's gonna ramble on with usually how Mitsuki goes. So I feel like he's gonna ramble on. I want it coming from me, I know, but it's a weird way to end this off on, like a very weird note. But yeah, again, I'll probably honestly just use the same thumbnail, which will be unfortunate. But again, I ramble on too much. But yeah, that's it for this one though, guys. You know, learning about Mitsuki's past and whatnot, not that bad and whatnot. And yeah, getting some more development between the three characters is always nice. So yeah. Oh god. If you watch this far, thank you for watching this far. Other than that, keep wondering. Eat.